We had to restart there. Okay, let me find my coffee. I just had to restart it if you were wondering what I was doing. I lost my coffee. There's Holy. Yeah, so Countermeasures is the title with the cool car as the thumbnail. Chariots, cars, and walking. The theme is get moving. I'll go over Countermeasures. The song was Aerosmith's Walk This Way. I think you're catching the theme. We need some action going on. Willie's resting. He's not going to do any action. Okay, let's get you guys over here. Okay, first of all, what I wanted to tell you guys is let's see if I can get on camera here. There we go. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to tell you guys is we're doing countermeasures. Now, what are countermeasures? Countermeasures are simply like the bait car story I told you about. You put the car running, you put it out in the street, somebody jumps in it, steals it, you cut off the engine, you arrest him. Then you take down his whole team, okay? Countermeasures are in place right now, especially for all the sleeper cells being woke. And what they're doing is they're letting the sleeper cell do their job of whatever they're supposed to do. They're taking out the person that programmed them. They're taking out all the programmers. They're taking out that whole team. Now, a lot of you are wondering, why is this taking so long? Well, that's why. You know, it's not just one thing. It's not just one person. It's one person with a whole trail behind them. Okay? You can see all the cat food here. So thank you for any donations for the animals. I'm keeping them fed. Okay, now with Walk This Way, it's an energy of go towards what's going to fulfill you. Don't walk towards something just because you have to. So you may be quitting jobs, you may be getting divorces, you may be living by yourself. All these different things that are going on are changes because you don't want to walk their way, you want to walk this way. What's this way? This way is the right way. They gave me a couple more examples, like you get in your car and it starts to rain, so you put on your windshield wipers. You just do it automatically because it's raining out, right? Countermeasures. Okay, that's what's going on right now is countermeasures. Now, a few years back, I listened to Brad Johnson, and they kept asking him about the EBS, and he kept saying there's not going to be an EBS because the White Hats are taking care of all the countermeasures. They're countermeasuring everything. And he had said that a few years ago. Well, now it's in its final phases where we're taking out the last of the minions and we're taking down the last of the cabal, the last of the snakes, the last of the gangstas, whatever you want to call it, okay? That's what's going on right now, so it's countermeasures. And that's why I say to stay home if you don't have to get involved in all this, because it's a lot of action in physical avatar right now. I guess that would be the easiest way to put it. You know, a lot of times there's a lot of spiritual work going on, you know, and you just don't see nothing in the physical. You're going to start seeing a lot of stuff in the physical. Like this week, we're having 100-degree weather all week, and it's March, right? I think it's March 17th. Okay, now Dallas Raines is the meteorologist I always watch, and he said that we haven't had these temperatures since the 1800s. Okay, so we're breaking temperatures. We're 100 degrees where the record was 93, let's say, in 1886. Okay, so what I'm saying is that everything's weird. And then I just heard, you can say that again. Yeah, everything's weird right now. So if you can just hang out and, you know, let the physical part of this transpire, that'd be great. Okay? Now, I also said yesterday about how the mission partners are getting together, the Hierophants, the kings, the pages, everybody's getting their positions in their physical avatars right now. Look what happened in the shorts. The end of the shorts, it was all about that, the outcome. The only challenge was you being too childlike, is what I took from the message. So I'm going to go ahead and go over this with you a little bit, because I think that's about it. There was so much going on last night. I was in a class with the Joker last night, and he was teaching us a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to shout out to the Joker again. Hope you guys are enjoying him. Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, we've got a dark feminine that I believe you have gotten rid of, or that you have figured it out. Super Supper is right next to it. I think that's kind of cute. And 9 Lives. And then there's Natural Tuna. And I think that's funny because you've left the dark feminine energy and you're in the whole Ace of Cups. And that's not a reversed Ace of Cups. That's a full Ace of Cups there. And I think that's good, that you figured out who has that dark energy and you're moving on. And I'm getting that because of the celebration card right after it with the wow. You know, it's like, great, you're really doing this. This is awesome. You got your hand out of your hand and your head out of the sand, and you're down to earth and you're figuring this out. That's my earth signs card. And behind it is mixed grill. And I'm just drawn to the color matches here. The color matches. So you're down to earth. We had this card yesterday too, where I told you you're doing this no matter what. You're taking your torches and your candles and you're going out there and doing that surfing, even if it is going to scare you or be uncomfortable. You have a new perspective. You're surrendering to the cosmos. That's so important. You're surrendering to what I'm saying. You're letting go. Your reflection time is being let go, is what I'm hearing. You're not, every time the past comes in, we're saying, stop. This is the future. I had to do that a few times yesterday because they want to keep pulling you back into the past. Don't let them. There's new wisdom and enlightenment coming in, and it's coming in quick. All right? The Chariot again. Now, what I want to go over is these last few cards. I want to go over these last few cards with you because what came out after the Chariot is the final result, and it just is taken off from yesterday. Okay? We've got the Hanged Man, and that's why I say it, because the Hanged Man came out at the end, right after the Hanged Man card. Okay? the Hanged Man card is right before the Chariot. So you're taking that action. New perspective. You figured this out. And I think it's because you got rid of that dark feminine energy. Whether it was you being dark and you're a feminine and using your feminine energy, or possibly it could have been a wife or a girlfriend, a mom or a sister that you just simply had to detach from. You know, enough is enough. So we've got the Hierophant, the Emperor, and in between there was the King. So as I said yesterday, let's see if I can find this. Just a minute. Let's go back to where I said, let's just see once. I'm not sure where it was. It's really not that big of a deal. I hope you guys watched yesterday's video, but it said that I'm not going to worry about it. It just said that you're going to be getting your people to come in. Okay, now this says Hierophant first. You don't want to settle for less. You want them to be a king of questing, which is a king of wands. But this is my creativity and my questing card. It's not a card about somebody having too much ego. It's a good card. It's the king of questing. He's going to keep going. He's going to quest. He's going to be like fire energy, like Lenny Kravitz and Eddie Grant, their music the last couple days, right? Aerosmith, okay? He's the king of questing. He is the emperor. He's all four kings, but his main trait is going to be creativity and questing. And he is the Hierophant, okay? He's coming on in. Now, the reason I know he's coming in is because not only did we get a Chariot, but we've got a 8 of Wands, the communication card. And this is where he is coming from space. He's coming from astro. Now, that's really important because I told you that a lot of them can't get physical bodies. So this is telling me that this one has a physical body. So whether he did a walk-in or whether he figured it out somehow, but he's coming in towards you. He or she, if you're a guy watching. Now your only challenge is, did you just doubt? Did you just lack faith in your mind? Did you just act childish somehow? Because that's your only challenge. Your challenge is the Page of Cups. So don't let your emotions fuck this up, all right? Don't think that this is fairyland talk. Don't think that Miss Mystic is some cartoon character that you're watching. Don't be thinking that Astro is not true. See, the Matrix is really the thing that's not true. But we've been so dumbed down to believe that the Matrix is true and that everything else is wrong. So we're trying to get our brains flipped, and that's hard. So a lot of you are doubting. A lot of you are thinking this is fairyland. A lot of you might not believe in white hats and countermeasures and soulmates coming in. Well, that's where you have to go back to your hanged man energy and get a new perspective. Or unsubscribe and go listen to something that is more matrixy, but yet still not. So what came to my mind was go watch the Eagles having their babies in Big Bear, like there's 10,000 people watching that, right? Okay, that's cool. That's nature. You get to watch the eagle have a egg. Okay, that's cool. But it's not the Matrix. It's nature, right? It's cool. Maybe you're even sitting out in nature. But what I talk about is woo land, right? Woo land. Well, that's really the truth. And until you get that new perspective and until you can surrender to the cosmos, you probably shouldn't even be watching this channel. But for those of you that are, okay, and that like it, know that your challenge is your emotions. Don't be too childlike with your emotions. That's the warning, okay? So you don't want to, I'm going to shuffle these, the chariots on the bottom here. You don't want to get into that, well, oh, will she like me? Or, oh, am I doing this right? Or scripting too much. Don't script it. Just be you. So you come in and your hands are shaking and your underarms are sweating and maybe you're even stuttering your words. Who cares? The Empress knows. The Emperor knows. So if it's the Empress coming to the Emperor, okay, just be you. Like me, I just come on here. I threw on some makeup. I put on a shirt, right? I come on here. I don't have to impress. It's always authentic and it's never edited. Okay? So you might see some bloopers. You might see some of these videos where I look better than others. Who cares? This ain't about how we look. And until you get over that matrix thinking and that page attitude, you're going to stay stuck. Okay? These cards want to come out on the bottom. So we're going to stop here. And strength and your soul contract. So everything I was saying while I was shuffling, you got to have strength. Do you think he thought that he could slay that big red dragon? He probably had a lot of doubt. But he didn't act like a child, and he's doing his countermeasures, and he's slaying the red dragon. I love dragons, but with everything, there's good and bad. So this was a naughty dragon, and he's taken him out. Okay? So you got to have strength. He's got an infinity sign over his head. Soul contract, 2 of Cups. We had that card yesterday. And I'm not going to keep telling you to watch every day because it's like a soap opera, right? You got to have it every day. It's just like the weather. You got to have it every day. The weather can change in a second. They could come on there and say all of a sudden it's not going to be 90 or 100 out. It's going to be 70 with a thunderstorm. Well, if I'm not paying attention to the weather, I'm going to go out there in my bikini, aren't I? And I'm going to have a thunderstorm and 70-degree weather instead of 100 degrees at the beach. So you have to get your head out of the sand. I said that earlier. Quit being a child. Be the big dragon slayer. Okay, top of the deck. We're going to take a few cards here. What do we got? We got balance, the 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is your hard work is going to pay off if you can balance this shit out. And the 10 of Swords is the final outcome. I'm getting 2 messages. One, it's a 10 of Swords. It's an end of the pain. He's got syringes in his back. It's the end of the pain. Or you're going to go ahead and you're going to stay in the 10 of Swords and you're going to be unbalanced. The 2 of Pentacles, unbalanced. This is also my military card. She's all in military. That's Countermeasures. They're doing the countermeasures. If you don't do the countermeasures, and this is the hard work pays off card, Eight of Pentacles, if you don't put in the work, if you don't stay balanced, and you don't remove the pain, you're going to stay in the Ten of Swords. So it's up to you whether you get out of the Ten of Swords and you go forward. Now, I know that was going to be the final outcome, but we're going to take two more because Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. So you need to stay within. That's the Hermit. Stay within and turn this shit around. Whatever shit you're in, turn it around. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, now at the end, you heard me get more rattled and more like, turn this off or get with the, get with the show or get out. Well, it's, it's really true. It's that energy of where either you're going to walk this way and you're going to go our way. We're walking down Electric Avenue. Are you going our way? Are you going to walk this way? Or are you going to keep playing in that childish attitude of, I can't do this, or this is too hard, or whatever emotion's getting in your way? Whatever emotions it is. Lack of strength, lack of faith. Thinking the Matrix has more reality than what I'm saying. It's kind of like shit or get off the pot right now. Okay, so I don't want to get too yelling at you and too in your face because you're all adults. This ain't kindergarten class, remember? This is calculus in college. So, all right, I hope you got the message and I hope you get moving. Walk this way. It's pretty fun at Electric Avenue. Pretty fun at Electric Avenue. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.